We are assembling the Panda pop-up. So I have already glued the panels on my base, and now I want to prep the base. If you haven't done one of my pop-up cards before, there are score lines here to make a little 1/4 inch gap, and you start by folding it down to the one that's level with the card base, and then you fold this back up, and that creates this 1/4 inch space on all 4 of these pieces that we are going to glue down. And the purpose of this space is that it prevents the card from popping shut when you hold it, because it makes the top and bottom of the card fit inside the base, and that holds it open. So I like to glue this first so that the glue is good and dry when I start putting the pieces in, because I do pull on the base when I'm inserting my pieces. So I've got that done. I'm just going to set this aside and let that dry, and we're going to start piecing together some of these pieces here. So this piece, that's just a snowbank. This is the frontmost piece, and it has the feet on it. And these 2 pieces just glue together like that. And then you just want to take a look at it for a minute and see where you want to glue these on your little snowbank. And you just need glue there at the bottom. Okay, so that piece is done. Now we can pull in our candy cane. You don't want too much glue because it's a very thin strip here. And then I just like to touch it on the little stripes in here. Doesn't take a whole lot of glue, you just need enough to hold it. Even with that little bit, I have it oozing out there a little. Okay. And then the hands just kind of go however you like. Okay. Like so. So now that piece is done. Now let's pull in our snowflake. So you want to start with the snowbank. Oh, wow. I don't know if you could hear my clock chiming. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. our snowflake. I don't know if anybody else has trouble with their machines not cutting good circles, but I really think it's time for me to have a new machine. But I just recently got a new computer and I'm not thrilled with not knowing how to use it. There we go. There's our snowflakes. And now let's pull in this cute little guy. And I'm just going to go ahead and start with his hat. The base of this panda, and I'll pick it up here in a minute after I get my hat done and show you, it is 2 pieces. And I cut it out first and glued it together, and I let it dry under my mat while I cut the rest of the pieces. Because the card is a 5x7, so this piece is just under 7 inches tall. So you want time, you want to give it time to dry. So on my base, your base on the top you want to be black because that's the black part of your panda. For mine, I cut the second piece in white because this is the back, and that way I can write on the back of my panda for whoever I give the card to. You don't have to do that. You can do both pieces black, and then you can change out one of the panels to be plain so that you can add a message, a small message on a panel. That works. On him, you'll see that his eyes are cut out and the black of the panda make the black of his eyes. Okay. And then you just want to look at this first to see where you want his little tummy to go. And then his head just lines right up with this curve here. Just like that. There we go. So there's nothing too complicated. There are several pieces, but I think it's pretty straightforward where everything goes. Put on his little nose here. And add his hat. Now, if you've done the sloth, unlike the sloth, he does have an ear. Sloths don't have, at least they don't have ears that show. I'm sure they have some sort of ear. But I was surprised when I saw that, when I was looking at pictures of a sloth. Put this back under my mat for a minute. So I pull it out so we can take a look at where the pieces go. So I like to kind of look at my card. So the piece that has a slot that's on the fold, that's the front. Okay, and the panda, he's the center piece for this card. The snowflakes are the back, and then the feet are the front. Okay, so this is how they're going to go. I'm going to lay him under my mat. Slide out these pieces. I'm going to start here with this back one. The candy cane I'm going to put on after I get that put together. So I want to point out that you want to make sure that your piece here is not hanging over your sides. If yours happens to be, just take your scissors and trim it, because it won't close properly if those pieces are hanging over. So you want to put it into the slot and then slide it through the bottom slot. And you want your pieces laying down flat. And then just turn it over. And I don't understand why, but this one is coming up a little bit short. I think some of my pieces shifted around on my mat when I was cutting them, because I need a new one. It's not very sticky anymore. But that's okay, as long as you have enough to fold over. If you're not on the score line or you're over the score line, don't worry about it. Just make it tight, make this flush, and bring it on through. Okay, and then on this side you start with the back piece. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to put it in the top, make sure we're not hanging over the side. And even though I did get my snow is not quite on there right, so I'm just going to trim that just so it doesn't cause me any problems. And then flip it over. Turn your tab up. Put some glue. Okay. Now you need your panda. He's going to go in upside down, and he slides into the center. And for him, we're going to lift this top tab up, and I'm going to put glue right on the tab on the panda, and I'm going to glue this top tab down to it. And I'm just gluing it to the panda. Do the same thing on the bottom, put some glue there at the bottom, and fold this tab up. Really watch your glue, don't let it glue any other pieces of your card down. And now you can see here when I push it that the top and the bottom lift up and down. When I push this side, it doesn't. The top is not going up with the bottom. And so what you're going to do is fold this tab up, leave this one down, and we are going to glue these together. So you just want to put glue on your tabs here, the red tabs. Don't get it on anything else. Then we're going to bring these over and glue this together. And because you have some bulk in here, you're going to have to really apply some pressure to get these to stick. And then just check yourself here, and we've got our two tabs, top and bottom, glued together, and our pieces that are inserted are glued to the bottom. Just a little bit more glue there, that's coming up. Then you want to close it up by gluing this tab closed. And now, while my card is closed, I'm going to put a foam square, and I just want to make sure that I don't go over the edge here. I don't want to go further than that because the card won't open and close right if I do that. So I've got plenty of space. I'm just going to pop that right on there and then show you that there is our Panda pop-up. Thank you for joining me.